Hello, welcome back. Today I want to share one of my favorite plants, and I love this plant because it has literally changed my menstrual cycle. My grandma first introduced it to me about 3 to 4 years for cramping, and ever since I've kind of perfected it for myself, it has really helped me. So I want to give this to you guys, and I hope that you can find some menstrual relief, some pain relief, even some anxiety relief from this plant. And we're going to dive into the uses of it, the benefits that I have found, some precautions, and a little bit of history. So we'll kind of go through everything dealing with the plant, and I'll give you some tips on how I think it could benefit you and how I would suggest that you use it for your menstrual cycle. The plant that I'm talking about is the fennel plant. And some people call it fennel seeds, but the seeds come from the plant. And actually, fun fact, the seeds that we see aren't even seeds. They're actually the fruit that bears from the plant. So every time you see like the fennel seeds, technically that's the fruit of the plant. So that's very interesting. Fennel originally was cultivated in the Mediterranean. And in the Mediterranean, the women would use it medicinally, specifically for their periods. The general idea is that the fennel plant properties has similar properties to our favorite painkillers. It helps to relax the muscles. So, of course, it would be like the perfect essential oil, the perfect plant, the perfect thing for our periods, right? And so that's why I use it. And I think it has been absolutely amazing for my period. I'm going on about 4 or 5 years. I think I said, yeah, about 4 to 5 years using it. And it's been phenomenal. So let me tell you about how I use it and give you some tips on how I think you should use it to get the most out of the plant and specifically the seed. And I want you guys to go and do your own research because that's very important. Any of the oils that I've ever used, that I've ever introduced to my body or my friends or anybody, I always tell them to do their own research, and I do my own research. So I want to encourage you guys to always do your own research. Even though I'm giving you this information, this is for informational purposes only. I want you to go and do your own research so you can find out more about what you're potentially putting in your body and make sure that there's nothing that could compromise your unique system. You know what I mean? So make sure you're doing your research. This plant can truthfully be picked up a lot of different places. I personally feel like I've found it two places. I've found it in like the local grocery stores, the ones that may be more ethnical, maybe based in a certain culture. A lot of those kind of stores generally have like your turmeric powder, your fennel seeds, your sage leaves, all those loose leaf herbs or plants that you would want, that you would probably go to like a herb store for. You can get those at your cultural markets and grocery stores. They have all that stuff because they're really into teas, and a lot of other countries are very serious about oriental medicine, and they're serious about natural medicine and alternative medicine and holistic medicine. So when you go to their grocery stores, you're bound to find those kind of things because that's part of their medicine, that's part of their culture. So I would go to like those markets that are based in certain cultures. They always have it. They always have it. And then I also go to like the regular Walmarts and Targets or Whole Foods, or maybe even an herbal store or a vitamin cottage, a health-based store, and you can get the fennel tea bags. If you're getting the fennel tea bags, it'll just be in the box. It'll already be packaged, and it'll just be strictly fennel. Now, I've only seen one company, I'm going to put it right here. Only one company that I've ever seen that have it is called Traditional Medicinals, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to buy it that way, you can definitely do it. You can do it either way, but as long as it's fennel, then you're in the right place. You can also buy the oil, and that's what I have. I have the fennel seeds, but I also have the fennel oil, and I get my oils only through doTERRA. And I actually am a consultant with doTERRA, and I can sell doTERRA products. doTERRA is the best company when it comes to the essential oil game. doTERRA is the #1 filtered, 100% tried and true, certified, purified oil of whatever natural source the oil is being pulled from. So you're getting the best of the best. You're getting the most authentic oils, and that's what I love. Very important for me to have the best of the best out there, and the best of the best is doTERRA. Now, if you have Fennel, the seed, you're gonna have to boil it and then drain it into a tea. If you have the tea bag, you just get some hot water, you just put the tea bag in there, you know, it'll brew and kind of dissolve and all that. Dissolve, what would you call it? It would just brew. It would brew on its own. So let's say you find Fennel seeds before you find Fennel tea bags, and you're like, okay, I found the seeds, I want to go ahead and do it, let's try. Because that's what happened to me. I was like looking for the tea bags, and then I realized only one company had them, and I couldn't find that company. So I was like, okay, but I found the Fennel seeds, and I was like, okay, if I got the Fennel seeds, I'll figure it out. If you look at these Fennel seeds, they are big enough for you to boil in hot water and then just strain it. You know what I mean? But let's say you don't have a pot by chance. You can also do this in a teapot. Whatever you are boiling your hot water in, just put it in there as well. If you're gonna boil it on a pot, I would say boil it 7 to 10 minutes, generally 7 to 10 minutes to get a nice potent brew. And that's what we want. We want a potent brew. We want to get as much compact nutrients, Fennel goodness as we can in that one little cup of tea that we're about to drink. You know what I mean? So when you look at it and you're trying to decide if it's ready for you to drink, look at how potent the color is. It should go from clear to like a potent yellow, brown, almost gold color. And when you see that really nice thick brown color, you're gonna know that, okay, the Fennel is doing what it needs to do. So when you see that, you know you're good to go. Now, I would recommend, this is my recommendation. Grandma taught it to me this way. So this is the only way I know. Sue me. But if I was you, y'all, I would use honey. I would not use sugar or any of those alternative sugars to sweeten up your tea, especially if you're using tea for medicinal purposes. You want to keep it as natural as you can. So 2 things that I put in my tea. I put lemon and I put honey. Both of these are from nature. One is a fruit. The other one comes from bees, honeybees. So it's giving nothing but natural, right? That's what we want. That's what's gonna give that medicinal. It's gonna give that health, you know? So I like a lot of lemon and I like a lot of honey. I like for it to taste just potent, like a little zing in the back from the lemon, but the sweet is carrying it and it's just enjoyable, you know? I can't even explain. I just know how my grandma makes her pot of teas and I know the flavor, and so I just know how to replicate it. But even if you don't make it as sweet or as lemony, the point is to get your lemon and get your honey. I do recommend that you find natural sugars, even if it's not a honey. What about agave? You know, agave comes from the agave plant. Agave is a natural sweetener. So you can use agave, you can use honey, and I'm pretty sure that there's other honey or sugar alternatives out there that are natural based. And so those are kind of the things that you want to go to. Again, if you're using it for medicinal purposes, you want to make sure that it's given all the medicinal, all the health, all the organic and natural that it can, you know, so you can really, I mean, we're trying to help our period not be as crampy, not be as out of whack. It would be more ideal for us not to add fake sugars that would cause inflammation that would hurt our periods, because then it's like, when I was looking for Fennel seeds, Fennel, it was honestly kind of hard for me at first. I don't know why, but it was. So what I did, which probably I should have started with, was Google it. If you can't find anything. If you can't find the Fennel seed, or you feel like none of the stores that you go to have like the Fennel tea bags, just Google Fennel seeds near me. Fennel tea bags, companies that have Fennel tea. And I know traditional medicinals will pop up, and I'm pretty sure some other ones will too. I definitely was just walking around aimlessly and I could have just Googled this stuff. So make sure that you're Googling this stuff. If it's already out there for you to know where to get stuff and like how much it is, then you can kind of prepare yourself when you're trying to find any of these. Whether it be any herb, you should be able to Google it, and they can give you more information about where you can find it and all the details about how you can grab it yourself. Now we're going to talk about the actual regimen. I've got all of these things. How do I use it? How do we get down to the nitty-gritty? To me, the best way to drink Fennel is through tea. And I want you guys to think about this because I've shared this with my girlfriends and it makes sense. So if you didn't know, heat is the best thing for any type of cramping, whether it be menstrual cramping or just muscle contraction. Heat really relaxes muscles. So when you're on your period, a lot of people love heat therapy in the way of using a heating pad to help relieve their contractions and help their body to relax, right? Because heat is so prominent when it comes to menstrual cramping and helping to relieve contractions, we want that on our period. So instead of us maybe having the heating pad on our stomach, what we're doing by drinking tea is putting the heating pad in our bellies. It's like having a hot shower in your stomach, a jacuzzi bath in your stomach, having a heating pad directly in your stomach. So it's like you get the benefits when you're drinking tea. Benefits of the Fennel, then you get the benefits of the fact that you're drinking something hot, and those together, relaxation. And that's what we want. You can also bathe with this, and I do that with my Fennel oil. I'll drop a couple into the bath, like if I'm having a bad cramp and I just want to take a hot bath and just sit in a hot tub. I'll run my hot water bath, and then I'll drop some of those Fennel essential oil in there. And it just, helps to, again, create that effect. I believe taking your Fennel as a tea is the best way to help relieve cramping when you're on your period. Best way. The more you can get that Fennel in you, the better. So ideally, a week and a half out from your period, you want to start drinking that Fennel tea every morning. And what you're doing by drinking it every morning to the day of your period is you're building up that defense that the Fennel is going to give for when your cycle actually starts. So every day that you're drinking that tea, you're getting the nutrients and all those benefits of the Fennel, and you're just building it up every single day. Day 1, day 2, day 3. So by day 10 or so, day 14, your body has this strong Fennel defense because you've drunken the tea every day. So when your period starts acting up and it gets the going and it's starting to knock at your door and trying to bring down the whole party, you have a defense set up to kind of combat that. And so that's what we want. And the more that we prepare for our periods, the better periods we have. And the more that we make these things a part of our natural regimen, the more our bodies just naturally do them, and they naturally respond to them even better than they did in the beginning. So it's all about creating a regimen with this stuff. And Fennel and menstrual cycles go together. Creating a regimen like this, along with watching your diet, trying to stay away from food or activities that cause inflammation, just trying to live those healthy lifestyles, will help you to create a better menstrual experience. I really do believe every woman deserves to not have to feel like you go through a special kind of hell every time your period comes on, and it's every single month. Like it feels not fair. So if you can find a natural, inexpensive, because all these things are inexpensive way to do the same thing as ibuprofen or a lot of these other painkillers, or if you can create a healthier lifestyle for yourself, by figuring out what causes your cramping to be so bad. Maybe it's the meat, maybe it's the dairy, maybe you just need a little Fennel to pick up your period when you're feeling down. Whatever it may be, these kind of sources and looking to these natural resources like essential oil, I know for me has really helped me dive even deeper into what underlying issues may be going on with my menstrual cycle. So I hope with that information, you guys can go out and get you some Fennel seeds or some Fennel oil or some Fennel leaves. And you can get this ball rolling. You can try it out, consult with your doctor, see what they say, try out some Fennel, and come back to this video and let me know how you guys like it, if you do like it, if you don't like it. I know when my period comes on, the first thing I'm looking for is the Fennel. First, I'm looking for my Diva cup, and then I'm looking for the Fennel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.